The office wasn't what you'd expect. No sulfur, no pentagrams drawn in blood. Just brushed steel, floor-to-ceiling glass overlooking the city, and the hushed, expensive silence of real power. He sat across from me, a man named Alistair, wearing a suit that probably cost more than my car. He wasn't reviewing a business proposal. He was reviewing my life, my childhood dreams, my first heartbreak, my quiet moments of joy and crushing moments of failure, all laid out like a quarterly report. He slid a single sheet of paper across the polished mahogany desk. The offer was printed in a clean, elegant font. $50 million. No collateral, no credit check, no questions asked. I felt a surge of adrenaline, the kind you get when you're standing on the edge of a cliff, both terrified and thrilled. "What's the catch?" I asked, my voice a little shaky. I was ready for anything. My soul, my firstborn, a lifetime of servitude. The usual demonic boilerplate. Alistair leaned back, a faint, predatory smile playing on his lips. "The price is simple," he said, his voice as smooth as aged whiskey. 1% daily interest on the market value of your soul. I couldn't help but laugh. It sounded absurd, like something out of a bad movie. The market value of my soul. What's that? Like $5 and a half-eaten sandwich? His smile widened, but it didn't reach his eyes. "Oh, it's considerably higher than you think. Every good deed you've ever done, every person you've helped, every moment of pure unselfish love, it all contributes to its valuation. Your soul, my friend, is a prime asset." The absurdity of it was intoxicating. A 1% daily interest. It sounded manageable, a financial game I could win. After all, I was smart. I could handle money. I signed the contract. The $50 million was in my account before I even left the building. The first week was a blur of pure euphoria. I quit my dead-end job, bought a penthouse apartment with a view that could make angels weep, and traveled to places I'd only ever seen on postcards. I was living the life I'd always dreamed of, and it was glorious. I barely thought about Alistair or his strange terms. The debt felt distant, unreal. The first payment notification came on the 30th day. Not an email, not a letter. It was a feeling, a sudden, sharp void. I was in the middle of a lavish dinner party, laughing at a joke, when suddenly the memory of that moment vanished. Not just the memory, but the feeling itself, the warmth of camaraderie, the taste of the wine, the genuine joy. It was just gone, replaced by a cold gray emptiness. I excused myself and went to the bathroom, splashing cold water on my face. My reflection stared back, but something was off. My eyes looked a little duller, a little less alive. Panic began to prickle at the edges of my consciousness. I tried to call Alistair. The number on the contract was disconnected. The repossessions became more frequent after that. Little things at first. The memory of my grandmother's lullaby, the feeling of pride when I got my college diploma, the sweet, simple pleasure of walking in the rain. Each day a small piece of my past, a tiny spark of my essence, was repossessed to cover the interest. He wasn't taking payments in cash. He was taking payments in me. I realized then the horrifying genius of his plan. The value of my soul wasn't static. As he chipped away at my good deeds, my happy memories, my capacity for love and kindness, the principal value of my soul began to plummet. But the debt, the $50 million, remained the same. The 1% interest was now being calculated on a rapidly depreciating asset, meaning each payment took a larger and larger chunk of what was left. It was a perfect, inescapable spiral of spiritual bankruptcy. I tried to fight it. I started volunteering at shelters, donating to charities, desperately trying to perform good deeds to shore up my soul's value. But it was like trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. For every small act of kindness I managed, Alistair would repossess the memory of 3 others. My attempts at goodness became hollow, transactional, motivated by fear. They added nothing to my value. My friends started to drift away. They said I'd changed. I was cold, distant, a ghost haunting a life that was no longer mine. They were right. The person they once knew was being foreclosed on, moment by moment. The warmth in my smile, the light in my eyes, the very things that made me me were being liquidated to service a debt I could never repay. Soon, all the big memories were gone. My first love felt like a story I'd read about someone else. The birth of my younger sister was a blank space. My greatest achievements left no echo of pride. All that remained were the dark things, my regrets, my fears, my shames. These he never touched. They had no market value. They were liabilities. I am now an empty shell, a beautifully furnished apartment with no one living inside. I have all the money in the world, but I can't feel joy or love or even the simple warmth of the sun on my skin. The man in the $10,000 suit didn't take my soul. He made me watch as I sold it off, piece by piece, for nothing. The real horror isn't damnation, it's depreciation. It's the slow, quiet, irreversible process of becoming worthless. He told me my soul was a prime asset, and I believed him. But I was wrong. It wasn't an asset to be leveraged. It was a liability I couldn't afford to lose. I am soul bankrupt, and the collections will continue every day until there is absolutely nothing left to repossess. Be careful what you sign, because in the world of high finance and existential horror, the interest compounds eternally. And the devil doesn't just break your bank. He forecloses on your very being. Thanks for listening to this story. If you enjoy horror that gets under your skin and stays there, make sure to subscribe to Terrifier Stories. We have plenty more nightmares waiting for you. Follow for more.